Hello, welcome to Gut Tales. I'm Emma, and today we are going to talk about a bone marrow biopsy and aspiration. So, I had a bone marrow biopsy and aspiration last Friday. Today is now Wednesday. It's so crazy because I thought I was getting a spinal tap procedure, and I could have sworn in my medical charts it said I was getting a spinal tap procedure. However, the process was explained the same, that they were going to take out bone marrow from my bone to test it to check for blood disorders and possible leukemias. So I'm not sure where, the details got lost, but it was a bone marrow biopsy and aspiration. And it was the most insane experience because it was very emotional for me. I have Crohn's disease. I am used to being poked and prodded. I am used to colonoscopies. I think at this point I've had roughly 20 colonoscopies. I'm used to these things, but I am not used to, a needle puncturing my bone and sucking out my bone marrow. It was a very emotional experience for me. And the only thing that really kept me together I was about halfway through the procedure. I thought I was just going to start bawling. I knew I wasn't going to move. I mean, they were in my bone. I wanted to get this procedure done. It was not comfortable and I just wanted to be done with it. But I was feeling so emotional and I was so overwhelmed. And then David Goggins' voice just popped in my head and, told me that sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. And when life falls apart and things seem crazy, you have to stay fucking hard. And so that just kept going through my head. I was able to finish the procedure. I knew I was going to finish the procedure regardless if David Goggins popped in my head or not, but it just was difficult. I went into the bathroom after the procedure and totally lost it emotionally because I was extremely overwhelmed. What I wasn't prepared for was the recovery. So my doctor had told me that I would be able to resume normal activities about the day after the procedure. So I took this to think that it wasn't going to hurt. It would hurt the day of procedure. I may be a little sore, but I would be okay after that. I was wrong. I was so wrong. The recovery from this procedure has been so rough. Extremely sore. Only the first day was it truly painful in the sense of the area just was continuously aching. I didn't feel well. I was exhausted. Trying to get up was very hard. Trying to sit down was very hard. It just hurt because it was a constant ache. Now, the day after, I was incredibly sore, painful every now and then, but really it was just more sore. On Sunday, I had to take my daughter to a birthday party, and she hadn't seen her friend in a very long time. My daughter left traditional public school for several reasons, and she had to homeschool, which is fine. So she was excited to see her friend, her best friend that she hadn't seen in so long. And so I knew, regardless of how uncomfortable it felt to walk or move, I needed to go. And I did that, and I ended up walking, I don't know how many miles, probably about 2, which doesn't sound like a lot, but after you've had like a bone marrow biopsy and aspiration, that is a lot of walking. And I was extremely sore Sunday evening. Surprise, surprise. I was extremely exhausted and sore on Monday. I ended up taking a nap for like 2 hours in the middle of the day, which I rarely do, even though I'm tired all the time. But I don't have time sometimes to just rest. I have 2 kids. I'm in graduate school. I'm just trying to keep it together here. And so, but it was no question. I needed to stop. I needed to rest. And I did. And today is now Thursday, and I am still not nearly as sore. Each day it does get a little better, but I wasn't prepared for this. And again, I think something got lost in the details. I was thinking, I could resume normal activities. I thought that as, okay, I'm going to be sore at the day of procedure, but after that, I can go do my bar class or whatever, and it was not the case. And so, it's just a work in progress, and the results are starting to roll in. They did find something that labs didn't necessarily catch, but the bone marrow absolutely showed, was that I am iron deficient. So tomorrow I am getting a 2-hour iron infusion. They're hoping that will bring my platelets down. However, They did this in 2021 minus bone marrow biopsy. They gave me several rounds of Venofer, and though it brought my iron levels up, it did not impact my platelets at all. So we're hoping for the best. We are hoping to find no malignancies, which the doctor does not believe he's going to find at this time. He's not sure if he's going to find a specific blood disorder. My platelets have been slowly climbing since 2014-ish. And it's important for them to catch if this is a potential blood disorder, one for clotting purposes. If you have IBD, which I do, I have Crohn's disease, we are already at an increased risk of blood clots. So then you tap on sticky platelets, sticky blood. They need to know if I am prone to clotting. And if so, we need to come up with interventions because I don't want to get a blood clot. That's kind of a big deal. And of course, we are searching for other blood disorders that could potentially turn into a leukemia. Again, at this point, he does not believe that he is going to find any leukemia. I am staying positive. Whatever way it turns out, I will just keep moving forward because that's all I've done my whole life, really, since I was young, working hard to get where I wanted to be. Like, I thought I was in my career. I thought I, had worked hard and I was where I was going to be and my life was going to work out the way I thought. And then I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Did not work that way. That's okay. Shit happens. Now here I am. I've had IBD for over 18 years, and every day I just keep moving forward. And if you are sad, if you are depressed, if you are exhausted, I get it. I understand. If you feel like your life isn't going to get better, I totally get it. But I promise you, as somebody who has been there in the past, your life will improve. Eventually, you will find a medication that works for you. You will find specific interventions that will help you. It just may take time. In my case, it took several years to get to, a true remission. I mean, I was diagnosed in 2006, and it took me until 2019 to finally understand what consecutive remission, with the exception of a few little shakeups. But, I will take bloating. I will take, occasional blood and stool, mucus, things like that, over fecal incontinence, which is, when I was flaring really bad, that's where I was. Now that I'm facing, a possible blood disorder, could it be argued that one of the biologics I was on in the past could have caused this? I mean, not really, because again, just like IBD is multifactorial, we don't know what causes IBD. Cancer, blood disorders, leukemias are also complicated and multifactorial, and many times it's not just one thing that causes these things to happen. And so I think of what my life would be like if I wasn't on those biologics in the past, and now I am. I'm not on an anti-TNF blocker. I am on Stelara, so it works a little bit different. But what would my life have been if I wasn't on those biologics when I was younger? And the truth is, I wouldn't have a quality of life, and also the constant chronic inflammation that would be occurring in my gut would put me at increased risk for several things. And so it really is a point where you have to just accept, the card that you were dealt. That took me several years to do too, but just realize that life is a journey. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not perfect. And that's okay. That's the beauty of the journey, is just, moving forward, because we don't grow when we're comfortable. We don't grow when everything is going our way, but we do grow when we are in the gutter and things suck and we really realize who we are, when everything is stripped from you and all you have is you. And for me, everything was stripped from me, literally everything. I could not even control my bowels, but I realized that, yeah, it sucks, but this is part of the journey, and I am stronger because of it. And I found things that I love, like nutrition science. If you would have asked me pre-diagnosis if I would ever be interested in, nutrition science, I would have said no. I would have never thought that one day I would be an IBD specific registered dietitian, which is what I'm on my way to be. I would have said no. And so I discovered many beautiful things in the process and many passions I didn't even know I had. And so again, that is why I don't think you should label your disease as good or bad. It just is. It's what's happening, and you will find yourself in the process. And so no matter what, friends, keep moving forward. I will keep you updated. I will let you know how the iron infusion goes tomorrow, and I hope you all have a great day, and I cannot wait to connect with you all.